Now that we know it's all working, let's plug it in just to double check. We should see the green light whenever we're linked. It would be red if we were not linked. What's up and welcome back to Motion RC. I'm your product specialist, Wesley, and today we're going to be going over our Radtron receivers. We have several of these available here at motionrc.com, and they are exclusively available here at Motion RC in the United States. This is an SFHSS compatible 8-channel receiver that I'm going to be using today, but if you look on our website, we have 6 channels and other options available. We also have smaller versions for guys that are doing these park flyers. Like I said, I happen to have the 8-channel here. It's definitely overkill for the Banshee, but it's what we're going to use today. And what I'm going to show you now is how to bind this receiver up to your Futaba transmitter. So let's get our ports laid out. Let's plug this in and we'll show you how to bind it. Okay, first thing we need to do is figure out what ports we're going to use on our receiver. And if you're running the Futaba T16IZ like me, what I like to do is go over to my servo monitor screen, as you can see here that we have. And you can see down at the bottom, ailerons is going to be port 1, elevator is going to be port 2, 3 is going to be throttle, then rudder, then gear, then flaps. So as you can see, if we're in that monitor screen, it actually will tell you what all moves whenever you flip what switches. It's a good place to check that out. So now that we know, we can actually go into the model and hook up to each port on the receiver. Now that we have our receiver hooked up in the model, we also need to go over to our transmitter, go to our linkage menu and our system type, and make sure we have it set to SFHSS. That's the system we're going to use to bind this. Now that we have that correct, it's time to move back over to our receiver and actually put it in bind mode. Now that we have our Radtron receiver all hooked up and ready to go, we're going to take our little tool that comes with the Radtron. We're going to balance right here on it and push it, and then I'm going to get my other hand to where I can hold this. This is a lot easier if you've got somebody to help you hold it, but now we can plug in. And you can see it links up. Now I have full control of the model. All right, so now I have my receiver mounted, kind of my spaghetti nest behind everything. We want to keep our tray always nice and clean. I have one of my antennas underneath the battery tray going sideways, and I have my other one running down the fuselage here with some Blenderm tape. So we want them in a 90-degree angle. That's what you want. You always want your 2 antennas 90 degrees to each other if at all possible. Now that we know it's all working, let's plug it in just to double check. We should see the green light whenever we're linked. It would be red if we were not linked. All right, and we can now do a control surface check. So elevator, aileron, rudders, and our flaps, which I'm not going to put them down because we don't have the gear on the airplane right now. But it's all working as it should. All right, so that gets your Radtron receiver all bound up to your airplane. From here on out, it's just going to be simple setting up of the reverses, your expo, that kind of thing as you like. I'm sure we can do some more series on it on the T16 if that's something everybody's interested in. If not, it's going to depend on what radio you're using for the day. So anyway, if you want to try something new, our Radtron receivers that are Futaba compatible are very inexpensive and reasonably priced. I've been flying them in a lot of our models here lately, here on the YouTube channel, and been really successful with them. So I definitely recommend trying some of these out if you haven't already. So whether it's land, sea, or air, Motion RC has something you need. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.